comfy.
Get in touch with the ground as much as possible.
Yeah, the way to do it these days. Spend too long up in the sky.
Balance of both, though,
Yeah, for sure. Podcast number 4. Prim and Primal after the recording session. So I'm here today with Dominic Mullen and Derek Whyte. This was a great session today. Really enjoyed it. Like all my podcasts, this is done in one take. We're just going to see where it goes. And just talk a little bit about the session today. I was on alto, Derek on double bass, Dominic on drums. So yeah, how did you find it, lads? Any thoughts about it or anything that kind of sprung to mind, you know?
I was saying earlier that I tend to get hired to play in musical situations where everything's very structured. You know, either from like corporate things to jazz projects, but you know, you're playing written music generally. Derek would have more experience with free music, I would say. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
But I love the liberation of it, you know, it's just total freedom, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And you give us visual imagery to kind of give us some kind of sense of where to go. And I'd swing between trying to have that in my mind. For example, you mentioned Apocalypto.
Yeah.
And like being chased in a jungle.
Yeah.
So that was a very strong image to have. So I swung between trying to keep the image in my mind and completely empty.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
It's a nice mix, like to not be like controlled by the image, but also have your own freedom as well, which is lovely. You know, they're nice kind of cues, I guess. They're nice. They help kind of ground me sometimes. I use images in my mind and colours sometimes and shapes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, like I am trying to break away from it as well. But today I think was really nice because there was like scenes were definitely created and a sense of something actually happening instead of just it all being up in the air. Free jazz. This was definitely more of there was something really going on there. And
there was good moments of it all being up in the air too, though.
Yeah, well, there was definitely, but it was eventful. Like it wasn't just kind of confusion, you know what I mean, by that kind of up in the air stuff. Like just random kind of whoa, where are we? It was quite. There was a lot of ground to it, you know.
For sure.
I don't think there was ever a moment where we were stuck.
Yeah.
I think we always seem to know there was always some sort of compositional thing there, where even if like something, not a lull, but if there was ever a moment where like it broke down a little bit, I think we knew either finish it here or there might be another area to go to.
Yeah.
So that was good. It was difficult because Dominic, I don't think you and me have played much free stuff.
We haven't played enough together in general.
Well, we haven't played much together actually in a long time.
I wouldn't say much, but we just haven't played enough.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
That's true. So between the three of us, and obviously we only met you today, so I mean, I think we did. I think we got a lot of really good material considering that we haven't done this thing.
Yeah, and that's
together.
That's kind of what I wanted a bit for this session. Is I wanted kind of like, because I knew that you didn't really play with each other a bit like that much, you know. So I kind of wanted that at the same time as well, because I wanted to bring like 3 different sides of something in. I just thought it would be a nice thing, you know, when you play with someone too often, like you have a thing going on.
Yeah, you resort to the thing.
Yeah. You know.
No, there was very few. I don't think there was that many preconceived ideas at all, and I think that really helped us.
But I guess Adam's point is really relevant to that, which is that there couldn't be because we don't have a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like
we could have a thing.
Definitely could have a thing. Yeah.
We developed a thing. I think that's.
For sure.
Yeah, that was good.
For
That was
sure.
great.
I've always loved playing with Derek. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. We do. We have a strong. We do have a strong connection.
An agreement of where the tempo is.
Yes.
When we played in tempo, which was very rarely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did it at the start, and then like we kind of left it after that. I think we established that it was good, and then we said,
no, we don't need to do that
anymore. That'll do us. Let's move on.
I like how before, like, there was any kind of confusion or up in the air kind of stuff in that kind of confusion sense, that like we caught it you know, there was a lot of on the ball kind of stuff and awareness to this one, which was very nice. You know, it wasn't. I don't know, like sometimes when I think free jazz, I think kind of up in the air kind of stuff, and it's maybe just a bit too random and spontaneous. Whereas this, it really there was a focus in it, you know, and the different scenes were really cool as well. I liked the whole. There was one. Geez, there was quite a few actually, but the whole magic carpet.
Oh
scenario,
yeah, that was good.
Like there was one. I forget what track. Maybe it was track 5.
Was the magic carpet the one where we were really thirsty and we were looking for a bit of water?
Yeah.
I made my cymbals all very, very like they needed a drink.
Yeah, it sounded great. I love what you did to him because it really had a dry sense and like, it was super. It really, I could imagine we were out in the middle of like a desert, like, and there was just no water there, and this carpet kind of was flying past, and you had to catch it. And when you do catch it, maybe you're hanging out of it and it's dragging you around the place, and you have to somehow tame it until you can.
Unfortunately, when you said that, I have a son who's 6. And we basically watch Aladdin on repeat.
Oh, that's all
so,
good, man.
There's a lot of magic carpet action in that.
It's a great film, man.
So that was popping into my head a little too often.
No, it's good.
It's hard to not go into a nice melody as well when that's your reference point.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome.
I can picture him singing that theme song now.
Yeah, I think, well, that's where the magic carpet came from. That's probably the original thing.
That's the original magic carpet.
Yeah, for sure.
Might be, yeah.
Oh, it was cool. Take 1, I can't remember what that was.
We started with.
Elvin,
we started.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
We went for time. And
Yeah, it was
we
like.
kind of broke it into something else then.
Yeah, it was like a melting kind of fast swing kind of idea, wasn't it? With that kind of
Yeah.
Elvin / Ron Carter. But who knows, did it come out anything like that?
I
probably
think it's
better if it
impossible
didn't.
to be a drummer who came after Elvin without in some way sounding like
Influenced by
Elvin.
Yeah.
There's pre-Elvin and post-Elvin drummers to varying degrees of goodness, you know, like
For sure.
but you can't. Any drummer that's come after him is influenced by him.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. It's just, he did so much. I just love listening to his drum solos. Like, I actually prefer sometimes just listen to him by himself without any other instruments on it. Like, I just think it's deadly. Like, coming up to this, actually, I was like, I didn't do it too often, but I did a little bit of when I was practicing. I would just put on a drum solo. I actually did it more with Buddy Rich, actually, believe it or not. Like, I would just put on like a Buddy Rich drum solo and just play along to it, you know.
Oh well,
And
yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
No, no.
it just came to me out of the blue, and
Great
because I would practice sometimes with backing tracks, but they're so set, you know what I mean. Whereas when I played with him, like, he's tight, but like he has that flair and changing things up, and it does.
Frees you up with your practice as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you that fluidity, like, you
It's
know.
a very good idea, actually. Yeah.
I don't know how it came to me. I think it was something I needed. I was like,
Yeah.
I need a new way to kind of practice free playing by myself.
I can picture Elvin solos being good to play over.
Yeah,
Um,
just that delicious swing he does. Like, it's just, I love how he like vibes it, or I don't know even what's the word, but just that kind of, I don't know, maybe it's the sound of his cymbals that just gets me. I don't know.
he has a unique time feel,
Yeah, he's just
which is the big thing.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
any other thoughts on it
These are it.
about the session? Like,
I suppose just. Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it is just constantly trying to come up with something new or something that you haven't done in the last track.
yeah,
Which obviously becomes more difficult because once you've recorded maybe 4 or 5 things, once you're at 6 or 7, you're trying to think of all these different things that you've done so far and how you can slightly manipulate them or vary them, which I like thinking about. But then at the same time, sometimes you kind of place you're very self-aware that after that, you know what I mean? You get to a point where you're like, where is this coming from and how did I get here and have I done it before? Will I do it again? You know, there's so many things that come into your mind. So
definitely.
And if you have done it before, is it a bad thing to do it again?
that's another point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a theme, you know.
Yeah.
for sure.
Maybe it's cool. Maybe that's what's needed.
But I like the attitude of looking for searching.
Yeah,
Well, that's what the
Searching.
music
Always
is.
always
That's really
searching,
what
yeah.
the music is. It's just about searching all the time. And yeah, if you get complacent, then you're kind of, I think you're missing the point.
yeah, it's
When's the time
time.
to stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool. Like, I found, like, sometimes I was doing certain techniques and I would say a certain thing, like, and back to what you were saying, like, do you play it again? Like,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, oh yeah, I will play it again, and then there's always a part of my mind that's like, okay, if I'm playing it again, I'm going to vary it, you know, I'm going to change it up. Let's say it's ba-ba-bo, beep-beep-bo-bo. Next time round it'll be da-dippy-do, da-dippy-do-bo,
Yeah, sure.
you know, and just trying to vary things up, and then just use concepts to constantly like shift things around.
Thematic development.
Yeah, like there's just so much that went into today. There was a lot of images. The images were definitely my favorite part, because I don't do that too much. Like I do it, but like today was the most I've ever discussed images before tracks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Normally I don't go that much into detail, it's brief enough, like, but it was cool. Like I enjoyed the whole the kung fu guy versus the ape that was the same strength as the kung fu guy.
I wasn't expecting that.
In the smoking area.
Yeah, in the smoking area. Yeah.
That was the clincher for me. The smoking area. that one drove me to a new direction.
What a scenario! Oh
I
god!
was thinking to myself, I've done the ape kung fu master thing before, but then the smoking area. That was
If he was too strong, like, he would have killed him. There would have been no tune. So I needed to just make the ape like.
Why
the
was
same
he in the
strength.
smoking area?
I thought like if he was in the smoking area, there would be people around, kind of being
yeah.
cool, but at the same time, kind of like, what the hell is going on here? Like, but at the same time, still observing.
Of all
you know,
the public
still
places,
smoking.
you know.
Yeah, I was thinking city, but then we kind of done an urban thing already, and then we did the jungle, so.
Yeah.
Smoking area. The Workman's Club was actually where it came to be. The smoking area in the Workman's Club in Dublin.
I was visualising the smoking area in at the bottom of what's that, Harcourt Street on the left. What's it called?
where are you thinking?
Harcourt Street. You know what's the night?
It's a very important moment in the podcast.
Yeah, coming down towards Stephen's Green on the left. What's the venue called? The Sugar Club.
Oh, the Sugar
right,
Club.
I was in the smoking section of the Sugar
Yeah,
Club.
that's a cool place, man.
That'd be great, yeah, because you
there.
could get a little crowd around
Yeah,
as well.
you could,
Yeah,
Watch
the space there as
yeah,
well. It
Yeah,
has
there
that-
is space, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone would be liable to get hit by the ape, though.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and at times I was trying to apply that kind of thing. Like, he would be falling through shit. He'd be falling over things, and like people would be moving out of the way. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking crazy ape? Like, and then the kung fu guy would be somehow trying to be precise and like still avoid his attacks, and at the same time maybe protect the people. Who knows? Like, it's very interesting, the shapes, and I was really trying to apply like dabba dabba dubba dubba, but throw in that kind of like aggression, that wildness as well. It was a cool mix, you know. I think it suits the title, like Prim and Primal.
Prim and Primal. That's
So-
exactly
No, yeah,
it,
definitely. If that's the last track, I think that kind of defines the whole
Yeah,
recording, really, doesn't it?
because I wasn't really like, I was happy with like the end of track 5. I forget how it ended. It may have ended just with solo sax or something like that, but I was like, yeah, there's definitely
right.
yeah,
That's right. It
there's
was
one
solo
there's
sax.
one more in us, like, and
If you, you should. I one more.
yeah,
I think always. I think actually I was going to say as well. I think you timed everything very well. I think the thing about free material as well. I think if you try and do too much, you will run out of ideas. No matter how
Yeah.
good a player you are, I think you will get to a point where
you just get fed up
the
with
day
yourself.
the day of what you're doing is kind of gone, and as a trio or whoever, like, I think there will be a point where you just can't do any more.
Yeah,
Or sorry, you might do more, but you're just going over old ground again. So
Yeah,
I think a session
definitely.
like that, and just maybe giving yourself 7 tracks, I think is ideal. Maybe you'll pick 6, or maybe you'll pick 5 or something like that. But I think like what we did is right.
Yeah.
Did we do 5 or 6? It was 6, wasn't it?
I think it may have
Might
been
have
6.
Yeah, it
7.
might have been 6 or 7, but I think that
Yeah.
was perfect.
Yeah,
Because if you overstay your welcome, like to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I don't think if you had done 8 or 9, I don't think you'd use 8 or 9.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just
You'd
be
No,
fed
you
up
just-
with
You
the
just
kind of,
So I think
like
that
you
was,
said,
it was good time, and then you can pick and choose stuff as well. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome now, and it's a beautiful day for it as well.
Yeah,
Well, what is
gorgeous
the
day.
date today? 26th of what day? On month are we?
April.
April 26th
Is
of
it
April.
26th?
So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 39 in a few days.
Say again?
Going to be 39 in a
oh,
few
yeah.
days.
Oh, mate, I'm
Congrats,
going to
man.
be 30. I'm going to be 38 in 3 days.
Oh, well done.
So you're a fellow
Oh my
Torin.
god.
Yes.
Congrats,
Fellow
boys.
Torin.
There we go.
That's hence
More,
the direct
more
nature.
More connected.
Yeah.
Very primal.
Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Before we go, any other thoughts? Anything else?
I like the garden.
Yeah. Garden's
Beautiful
beautiful.
The swing's good.
Yeah,
The swing, yeah.
is actually, check out that swing. Yeah. I was actually swinging on that before this all started. I came up here earlier and I was just looking up and just swinging around. I was like, this is actually helping loosen me out a little bit. Like, so,
That's great. Yeah.
yeah, just all these little things, like just even walking around the garden and stuff like that. Stuff like that makes
help,
it different. Yeah, for sure. Like,
Sure.
especially coming
Bit
out
of
of a
headspace.
car. You know, I was listening to like 90s music in the car on the way here, like, and it was just, it was good, like, it was cool, but I was like, okay, I need to kind of clear my head a bit, you know. So, yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Not
Yeah,
at all, no,
it was a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
And yeah, love to do it again sometime. So that was episode 4, Prim and Primal.